Well, besides returning to you finally, my Mandy has now put a microphone in front of me, so hopefully you'll be able to hear everything I say and discard what you don't want to hear, which is the whole idea. I'm here because my husband suggested that I might need to do a video, and it's been a while. And he said the reason is that after I do one, I feel very good. Just so you know that this isn't just for you, it's for me. One of the things I'd like to talk about is regrets and how we handle them and our general relationships with people and how they can be painful sometimes. When I find that I had an incident that caused someone who was a friend to be annoyed with me and hurt my feelings as well, how I was going to handle it was very important. Our friendships, no matter your age, are important. They often fulfill a need that you may not know you need. Sometimes it's someone that you can share everything with. Sometimes it's someone who just listens. And someone who hopefully gives you a chance to have a different perspective on other people. And it's very important. It doesn't matter, our friends and the relationships, in everything that we do. But one of the things is, how do we respond to what may seem like just general communication with your friend, and all of a sudden you realize it's gossip? Now, it sounds just like concern for that other person, right? So and so's gone in the hospital, and maybe they were eating what they shouldn't have eaten, and it just seems to grow from that. And before you know it, it isn't just a casual conversation. It has become a criticism, a judgment. That is what gossip does. Now, I have a choice at that point, and probably the best is to let my friend know I really don't want to hear about that. That knowing that maybe the other person will tell me their side, and that's what I will listen to, because that's what counts, is truth. And truth comes from direct, correct connections with someone, rather than what's passed down telephone style as we did as a child, where all of a sudden what's being said and passed on has changed, and it's a distance from reality. Sometimes that causes regrets. When someone says something to someone and it's misinterpreted, and that happens often, it can cause a tremendous glitch, a separation between people. Now, my role when this happens is to step back, and if it's on my part, acknowledge it and understand that the friend who feels that they were misspoken to or has misinterpreted something may not take it. What I say to other people and how they respond depends on where they are. Where are they in that moment? Has something else happened that makes them maybe super sensitive? Is something happen in their life that makes them reminded of something that caused them discomfort or pain? And it doesn't happen at that moment that you're having this disagreement in some way, because it requires you to step back and really think about the whole situation, see the whole picture from someone else's point of view and from yours. So the communication we have with friends has so many levels, but the value of friends requires a, a giving and a taking. And the giving on my part has got to be compassionate, willing to change, willing to recognize I made a mistake and let go. And that letting go is often difficult. If you feel hurt or insulted, that requires just a total acceptance that I have no control over how someone thinks or reacts. And then the letting go happens easier when I have that recognition. So, but we need our friends, and we make them at all stages of our life. The regret part comes is when you see someone or meet someone and you wish that you had reached out. Because very often the people who come into our life are there for a reason. And if we don't take the time to recognize that, we lose an opportunity to grow, to be more comforting and aware of where other people are, to walk in their shoes a little while and not be judgmental in any way, not for what they're wearing or the things they say, but just simply because they are there in your life for a reason. I love that. I love meeting new people and trying to understand them more, see them more deeply. But I'm a people lover. I always have been that way all my life. And I've lost a lot of friends I should have kept contact with that I miss today. So, not to have regrets means following through on your instinct and being open and honest and willing. You know, I have a friend from China, and she'd been with her daughter for a couple of weeks. And she came back yesterday. And the first thing she did was come in and hug me because we missed each other. It's beautiful. I am so grateful for this friendship. No, I don't own any of her words, but I'm teaching her some of mine, and that's fun and a gift. So, not to have regrets when we have a disagreement with a friend sometimes means having to change and accept something that maybe you're not comfortable with. What's the value? Weigh it, and saying, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, may seem painful, especially if you don't feel that way, but weigh it against the value of losing a connection in our life that may be there for a reason. It's wonderful talking to you today. I will probably not talk to you for maybe a month, but I'll be very grateful when you're here, and I hope life treats you gently. Okay. Love you all.